guys, today we are going to learn Hangul. I'm sure you all know that the foundation of any language is its alphabets. Without knowing the alphabets, you cannot practically know a language. And of course, same is the case with Korean language. However, in Korean language, alphabets are called Hangul. That's right, Hangul. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun learning Hangul, right? Let's get started. Like in any other language, alphabets in Korean language also comprise of vowels and consonants. Hangul is no different, and it also consists of vowels and consonants. However, there's a slight difference, and you will know as you progress further in this video. My writing may be really slow, but I will improve in the upcoming videos, so please bear with me. Oh God, I'm really slow. Moving on, let's deal with vowels first. So there are two sets of vowels. The first set is called basic vowels. As the name suggests, these vowels are fairly easy. And your expression is mostly going to be this while learning them. They are just 10 in number. So don't worry too much about it, okay? After you have learnt basic vowels, you move on to combined vowels. Of course, the downward arrow suggests that the difficulty level of combined vowels is more than that of basic vowels. That is why combined vowels are not so easy to learn. But don't worry, I'm with you. Even though your expression is going to be that while learning them, I'll make sure that the expression changes to the easy ones, right? So in today's class, we are going to learn all these vowels, basic and combined. Just forget about consonants for today because that will just confuse you. Okay? So take a screenshot if you want and you can refer to it later. Let's go. A, Ya, O, Yo, O, Yo, U, U, E. Let's do them again. A, Ya, O, Yo, O, Yo, U, U, E. Let's do the combined vowels now. E, Ye, E, Ye, We, We, ve, va, vo, we, ui. Let's do them again. E, ye, e, ye, ve, 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 va, vo, we, ui. Let's begin. So the first step is to always practice in front of a mirror. That's because when you practice in front of a mirror, you can actually improve your pronunciation. So I highly recommend doing that. Let's begin now with basic vowels first. There are many vowels that are confusing. So I am going to state here the ones that can be confused. So let's begin. First is these two vowels, O and O. And the next set is yo and yo. Now, as you may have heard me, these two did sound confusing, right? So I'm going to clear the confusion now. Let me take this first. Now, when you say O and yo, they sound similar. The trick is, when you say these two vowels, your mouth will be wide open and there will be a space between your lips. But when you say O and yo, the space between your lips is going to be very little. So that's the trick. When you say O and yo, the space is wide. When you say O and yo, the space is small. The space between your lips for air to pass through. Remember that. Now next is and E. Although these two are not the same sounding vowels, so let's do first. When you say the back of your teeth should be touching each other. That's the lower jaw of your mouth and the upper jaw. It should be touching each other. That's how you will say Now let's move to combined vowels. First we are going to take a look at e and e. They sounded so similar, right? You couldn't figure out the difference. But I'll make it easy for you. So this e is a combination of a and e. These basic vowels make e. The word you can use to remember it is air. In this word, the air that you say is actually the pronunciation of this combined vowel. Easy, right? Let's move on. This vowel is a combination of O and E. This makes a. Now the word in English that you can use to remember this vowel is let. When you say let, notice how short the e is. Okay, so that's how you can differentiate between these two. Even though the a and o in both these vowels have a long sound. So that's why it's a little difficult to differentiate between them. But when you say air and let, one after the other, you will realize that air has a longer sound than let. So that's how air has a longer sound than e. I hope you got that. Let's move on. Now there are 3 vowels that are extremely confusing for everyone who learns Hangul. First is this, where. Next, way. And next, we. Let's figure out how are they different. This vowel is a combination of O and E. That is one basic vowel and one combined vowel. Now you remember, right? This E was a long sound. We just did it right now, a few moments ago. So because this has a long sound, this we also has a long sound. I hope you can remember it like that. Okay. So the word in English you can use to remember this is weapon. Weapon. The we that you say in weapon is actually the sound of this we. Weapon, we. I hope that's easy for you to remember. Moving on. This vowel is a combination of the basic vowel O and E. Now here both these vowels are basic. So none of them actually have a long sound. Okay. So you can call it that this vowel is actually a medium sounding vowel because none of these have a long sound. Both are basic vowels, right? The word in English that you can use to remember this way is think. Can you think of any word? Just use your mind. Or let me just spell it out for you. It's waste. Now when you say waste, the way that you are saying is actually the pronunciation of this combined vowel, way. I hope you got that. Moving on to the next vowel. This is a combination of basic vowel U and the combined vowel E. You remember this vowel, right? We just did it a few moments ago. This vowel had a short sound as compared to this vowel. Remember that, right? This was E and the previous one was E. So this has a short sound as compared to this vowel that has a long sound. So that's why this vowel in general has a shorter sound when you compare it to the we vowel. Okay? I hope that's easy for you to understand. When I say it has a short sound, I mean in comparison to the previous 2 vowels. Remember that point. Now the word in English you can use to remember this is went. When you say went, the we that you are saying is actually the pronunciation of this combined vowel we. Here you are opening your mouth a little less as compared to waste and weapon. Try saying all these 3 words together and you'll know the difference. And after that you'll understand that this is the order of long, medium and short sounding vowels. We, way, we. Got it? Let me know in the comments. Moving on, the next vowel is wa. This is not a confusing vowel because it's made using U and O. Both are basic vowels. Okay? Remember that it's not O, it's O. When you open your mouth a little wider. Okay? The word in English that you can use to remember this is the South Korean won. I'm sure when you are reading Hangul, you have some purpose of reading it, right? So you must know the currency of South Korea, which is South Korean won. So the wa that you say is actually the pronunciation of this combined vowel, wa. Another word could be sword. Try saying that and you'll notice. Moving on, the next vowel is wa. It's made using O and A. Both are basic vowels. Now remember, here the vowel is O and not O. When you say O, you are opening your mouth a little less. The gap between your lips is less as compared to when you say O. The word in English that you can use to remember this is wise. When I say wise, the W-I, the sound that it makes is wa. So that's the word that you can easily use to remember wa sound. Even though the spelling of wise does not have A in it, but you know how wise sounds, right? How is it pronounced? So you can definitely use that word to remember the sound of combined vowel wa. Moving on, the next vowel is we. It's formed using U and E. U and E. Now for U vowel, you will always pout when you say this vowel. Notice that when you say it in front of a mirror. The word in English that can be used to remember this vowel is which. Which. So when you say which, the we that you are saying is the pronunciation of this combined vowel. Which. We. Let's move on. The next vowel is very difficult for beginners. It was for me. It's the combination of U and E. I'm very sorry to say, guys, even though I tried finding a word, but there seems to be no word in English which I could use to remember the sound of this vowel. So what you'll have to do is say this vowel first, U, and then say E. Say them slowly first and then say them together fast. Like U, E, U, E, U, E, Ui, Ui, Ui. That's how. I know it could be sounding a little bit funny, but if you do it, that's the only way you can achieve the sound of that vowel. The last vowels are ye and ye. They are very similar sounding, but actually they are not. Let's see why. Now this is a combination of ya and e. Ya is actually a long sound if you pay attention to it. Anyway, the word in English that you can use to remember this is yeah. Now just say this, yeah. It's funny, but the yeah that you are saying is the pronunciation of this combined vowel. Moving on to the next. This is a combination of yaw and e. Now if you notice, yaw is also a long sound. That is why both these vowels can be confusing, because ya and yaw both have a long sound. And when you combine them with another basic vowel, you don't see much of a difference, right? But when you use English words to remember these sounds, you will definitely see a difference. Let's see which word in English you can use to remember ye. Take a guess. Okay, let me say it. The word you can use to remember this sound is yesterday. When you say yesterday, the ye that you are saying is actually the pronunciation of ye. Yesterday, ye. Ya. Ya. Okay. So if you say these two words, ya and yesterday, you will actually realize that both these vowels are slightly different, and that ye actually has a longer sound as compared to ye. Now, moving on to the next set. Okay, I think all the vowels have been covered, right? I'm so sorry. Now, a general tip you all should remember is that in Hangul or Hangugo, there is no V. there is no alphabet V in Hangul. Instead, it is W. If you pay close attention to all the combined vowels that we did, it was actually W sound and not V sound. Okay? For example, when you say vas or vase, however you may pronounce it, in English if you say vas or vase, in Korean you are going to say it vase. Did you notice the difference when I said vas and vase? Similarly, in this word, wave. Now it has both W and V. How do we do this? Because we know that there is no V sound in Korean. Well, for that we will have to learn consonants to say this word wave. Okay? And I think when you do consonants, you will actually be able to understand how to say this V in Hangul. So that's for the next chapter anyway. But for now, just remember, there is no V sound in Hangul. It's only W sound, not V. I hope you understand that. And keep practicing, guys. I'm sure you'll achieve these stars and this big smile and these teeth if you have big teeth like me. Bye, guys. Keep practicing and keep following my channel.